my very first movie review here on YouTube. The movie I am reviewing today is Sleeping Beauty, which was originally released at theaters January 29th, 1959. Pretty old movie. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy my review. The film starts off as our main character, Aurora, is born after many years of her parents wishing that they could have a child. They were so ecstatic about Aurora's arrival that they named a birthday holiday in her honor. Also, since they wanted their kingdom united with their friend's kingdom, they betrothed baby Aurora to the young Prince Philip. During the ceremony, everyone that would play an importance in Aurora's life brought her a special gift, including the good fairies. Flora gave Aurora the gift of beauty. Fauna gave Aurora the gift of soul. However, before Merryweather could present Aurora with her gift, she is interrupted with the arrival of Maleficent, the main villainess of the film. Realizing that she wasn't invited, she decides to give Aurora a gift anyway. However, unlike the fairies, this gift is a curse.
Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die.
Maleficent flees before anyone can do anything about she or the curse. Hoping to dampen the spell, Merryweather presents Aurora with her gift. If she is to prick her finger on a spinning wheel, she wouldn't die, just fall into a deep sleep until she is awakened by true love's first kiss to break the spell. Still weary, King Stephen then has every spinning wheel in the kingdom burned to be on the safe side. Meanwhile, the fairies hatch up a plan to become mortals and raise Aurora themselves in a forest so Maleficent would be unable to find her. They also rename her Briar Rose to make it even harder for her to find her. However, there is a catch. The fairies could not use any magic during this time due to Maleficent. Nearly 16 years later, Maleficent has been unable to find Aurora. She seems to have also not aged at all either. She finds out her minions have been trying to find a baby all those years, rather than realizing Aurora is much older at this point and is now a young lady. She then sends her crow or raven or whatever it is out to find the current Aurora. Meanwhile, the good fairies are planning a surprise party for Aurora's 16th birthday. They send her out of the house claiming that they need fairies, so they can get everything set up and ready. As they're getting ready, Aurora spends her free time singing and interacting with the forest creatures. While doing so, a nice young man hears her and meets up with her. Remembering the fairies told her not to talk to strangers, ever, Aurora starts panicking. She then proceeds to run off but tells him that she would like to meet up with him again that evening at her cottage. Meanwhile, the good fairies are having a very hard time getting everything set up for her party. They decide to use magic just once to help move things along. Unfortunately, they get into a fight over what color her dress should be, and magic eventually comes shooting out of the fireplace. Maleficent's crow, raven, bird thing sees this and instantly realizes it's them. Aurora soon returns home and everything is prepared. She explains that this is the happiest day of her life, not only for her birthday party, but also because she can't stop thinking about the young man she had just met. The fairies explain to her that she has already betrothed to Prince Philip since the day she was born. They explain that she is actually a princess, and that she would return to her father, King Stephen, that night. Upset that she would never be able to see the young man again, she runs off to her room to cry. During this, Philip returns to his castle and tells his father about the wonderful girl he had just met and wants to marry. His father, hearing she is a peasant, is not happy one bit. He then gets back on his horse off to seek Briar Rose. Meanwhile, the good fairies carefully return Aurora to her castle and give her her crown. Still upset, the fairies let her have some time to herself. During this, Maleficent begins phase 2 of her spell. She casts a glowing orb that can create secret passageways. Hypnotized by this, Aurora follows the orb into a room where there is nothing but a spinning wheel. The fairies try unsuccessfully to save her. Still hypnotized, she pricks her finger on the spindle and falls into a deep sleep. Maleficent, unknowing of this, thinks her plan was a complete success and that she has won. Saddened by this, the fairies hatch a plan to put everyone currently at the castle to sleep until she is awakened by true love's kiss. They then decide to return to the cottage. However, Philip beats them there, only to be captured by Maleficent and her minions. Even though she had set up that trap for Aurora, she was perfectly fine with capturing a prince instead. The good fairies return back a short time later and realize that Maleficent has captured Prince Philip and has taken him hostage to the Forbidden Mountain where she lives. The fairies sneak in to find Maleficent taunting Philip in her dungeon. Once she leaves, the fairies free Philip and arm him with magical weapons to fight off Maleficent. Maleficent's weird bird thing sees this and quickly lets her minions know so he can be stopped before he does anything. With the help of the fairies, he is able to escape them and soon meets up again with Maleficent. Realizing they have turned her beloved bird into a gargoyle, that's when she decides that it is the last straw. She casts a spell on his castle, making him unable to enter it, but due to the magic sword, he has very little trouble. Maleficent then turns herself into a giant fire-breathing dragon to defeat him once and for all. Just when it looks like Prince Philip is about to lose, the fairies give the sword the spell of death, and he instantly kills Maleficent. Because of this, Maleficent's latest spell on the castle is null and void. Philip goes up to the tallest tower, for Aurora is fast asleep, and presents her with true love's kiss. She awakens, as does everyone else under the fairy's spell, and the kings couldn't be more thrilled to see that their daughter and son do indeed love each other. The running gag over her dress color continues as they dance, and everyone lives happily ever after. Aww, doesn't that movie make you wish that you were a princess? Ah, I'm a princess! Who knew? Anyway, let's get on to my favorite things and least favorite things about the movie. First up, I'll start with the characters. Some of those characters are very entertaining and memorable. My favorite ones being Aurora, Philip, and of course Maleficent, because the villains usually aren't my favorites. Usually, not always. Like if they're really annoying, no. But Maleficent's cool, so yeah. The songs are pretty memorable too. The storyline itself is really good. And, well, that's all I really have to say about this one. I'd say I'd give it 4 out of 4 stars. I hope you all liked this review, and sorry for my voice sounding a little bit messed up. I currently have the flu, but I'll get over it by the next one. I may take requests if you want me to. It depends if I have the movie, if it's on YouTube, or I can rent it at my local family video. If I can't, I might have to wait until later. Thanks for checking this out, and be sure to look for more reviews from me. Bye, everyone.